All right, how's it going, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. So I've just got done with work, 10.5 hour shift, and I've just noticed on my YouTube there's the first look trailer has dropped for UFC 5. UFC 4.1 Elbow and Cuts DLC. So what I'll probably do, I'll give the trailer a once over just to have a look at it and get it without talking, and then we'll pull it back and we'll talk about the pros and cons. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot more cons than pros. I've kind of accepted now that this game is not going to have any of the stuff that a lot of us wanted, and there's no point in crying about it now. I'm not going to do myself unnecessary stress crying about it. So just accept it for what it is, and let's hope there's some things in this trailer that are going to pleasantly surprise me, but I'm not expecting much. Here we go, UFC 4.1 Elbow DLC. Let's do it.
Stepping into the octagon,
gameplay not final, represents a game in development,
it becomes you,
which is out next month.
It comes at you.
That's the authentic feeling of mixed martial arts.
It's Nate the Great McDonald, the man himself.
5, this is as real as it gets. For the first time in franchise history, UFC 5 is powered by the Frostbite engine.
And with the Frostbite engine, UFC 5 looks amazing, man. It really gave me those feelings of stepping into the cage.
The Frostbite engine makes a significant impact on the quality of characters and environments. With advanced rendering features, we can deliver even more realistic-looking fighters with industry-leading facial animation technology.
While the arts of mixed martial arts is something to behold, it does come with consequences. And I can tell you, those consequences are nasty.
With UFC 5's all-new Real Impact system, cuts, bruising, and swelling accumulate in accurate locations on the body and have a realistic effect on gameplay. That all starts with the foundation of the Real Impact system.
That looks a lot like
damage.
UFC 4. I'm just going to say that gameplay there, in terms of how it looks, that looked like a slightly different right up there from Cheeto. Maybe one or two animations I'm noticing there.
Your mobility will decline.
For the most part, it looks like a lot of UFC 4 low kicks, calf kicks,
just as painful in the game,
which were in the previous game, but
working hand in glove with
we'll go over this again in a bit after the trailer.
Strategic element of doctors' checks and stoppages.
If you take serious damage, the ref might call in the doctor to check on you. Once you're cleared to keep fighting, you're going to have to switch up your strategy to protect that hurt area to keep the fight from getting stopped.
Oh, that really does look like UFC 4.
Can you make the most of your opponent's injury until the doctor has no choice but to stop the fight?
I'm not saying that's bad or good, I'm just saying it looks like UFC 4. So here we go, the seamless submissions that they were talking about.
We got a new seamless submission system, and it really legitimizes the ground game in UFC 5.
Charles going for the heel
hook. The seamless
hook.
submission system removes the minigames completely and functions as an extension of the overall.
This actually looks interesting to me. It's the most interesting part so far to me.
And far more intuitive
going for the Kimura S. Gilbert switches over into the armbar.
Showcasing
interesting. I want to see more about the submissions.
In truly innovative fashion is the all-new cinematic KO replay. Thanks to the power of Frostbite.
Why does this look like it's been filmed underwater? This is fucking at the bottom of the ocean.
Those super slow motion finishes with all those.
Well, there's your strand hair-based physics that you've all been waiting for. Look at that hair. Thank God we've got that.
We've added improved interactions with the referee in ground and pound stoppages, and added the ability to go to a draw on the judges' scorecards and online play, which is something we know you've been asking for.
Oof, I don't know about that, Nate.
Is truly an extension of the UFC fan experience, thanks to Fight Week. An all-new series of features and challenges synced with real-world fight events that bring you more content and rewards than ever before. Like the all-new alter egos, which let you play as your favorite fighters in their authentic career-defining moments, with up to 4 new alter egos dropping per month. It's a staggering level of content. Career Mode offers an all-new introduction, and Coach Davis is back to guide the player through their UFC career, along with help from none other than the Bullet herself, Valentina Shevchenko, who crushes it as an all-new NPC.
Oh, fucking Nate, straight up calling Shevchenko an NPC.
Then there are new
fucking
cinematics,
the chief,
locations, and a refined focus on onboarding. And last but not least, And trust me, it's not least. If you pre-order UFC 5, you'll receive a roster of legendary heavyweight fighters.
Here's the honey dick hard sell.
Mike Tyson,
that Muhammad Ali
and the last
skin
Emperor,
didn't look great. Fedor's skin looks like his texture from EA Sports MMA.
That's too good.
Thanks for joining us, DC, and thank you all for watching. We're excited for you to find out for yourselves that UFC 5 is as real as it gets.
Well, I'll have to say that's pretty much kind of what I expected, but the seamless submissions had me the most interested there. I don't really care if the graphics have not progressed. That's kind of what I was expecting, really. I just don't understand why they've said it has to be on next gen, and they weren't putting it on like previous gen, like PS4 and whatnot, unless it's the whole 60 FPS thing. But PS4 Pro ran it at 60 FPS, and one of the Xbox models, can't remember if it was the X or the S, ran it at 60. But let's pull it back and so I can talk over it properly this time and point out some things that I liked and I didn't like.
Stepping into the octagon is a fully immersive.
It's just interested. It says the gameplay not final represents a game in development. Now this is out next month, like at the end of October. So is this still getting worked on, or is this some kind of like built-in excuse for them to like fix things down the line if the community are not, happy with things? Is the game's life cycle until UFC 6 come out? Does that mean UFC 5 is in development up until UFC 6? I don't know. The game's out next month.
Experience. All at once, it becomes you and it comes at you.
That's the authentic feeling of mixed martial arts
Nate the Great McDonald.
And with EA Sports UFC 5, this is as real as it gets. For the first time in franchise history, UFC 5 is powered by the Frostbite engine.
And with the Frostbite engine, UFC 5 looks
God,
amazing.
they're really going balls deep with
really
this Frostbite engine. High party, fucking hell.
The Frostbite engine makes a significant impact on the quality of characters and environments. With advanced rendering features, we can deliver even more realistic-looking fighters with industry-leading facial animation technology.
So the Frostbite is just like a pure visual thing for them, isn't it?
It does come with consequences, and I can tell you,
there's that hair-based physics again.
With UFC 5's all-new Real Impact system, cuts, bruising, and
fucking
swelling
Gaethje looking like the Elephant Man there, fucking hell.
Locations on the body and have a realistic effect on gameplay.
See, this looks very UFC 4 like to me. That left hook there from Nunes, that looked like is that one of those like power hooks? That didn't look like a sort of a hook that was in UFC 4. It doesn't have that like massive wind up where she finishes down here with her hand down. Like normally the left hook in UFC 4, it just kind of like fires out and it stays up here and then the hand goes back to defense. But look at that. Let's see if we can wind that back a bit. Can I just wind it back a couple of seconds?
System, cuts, bruising, and swelling accumulate in accurate locations.
There was one that Cheeto threw. It was like a little chopping right up.
On gameplay. That all starts with the foundation of
See,
the
look at that big wind up left up there. That was the loop and cross though that she threw after it, and she had that in UFC 4, I think.
Damage impacts your fighter's attributes.
See, Cheeto throws a little right hook here.
If you got a cut bleeding into your
that one, and then a different one there. See that? Kind of like a little chopping one, and then like sort of like a little bit of an overhook kind of thing. I don't know. Let's have a look at that. There's that chopping one, and then a little different one there. See that?
It will lower your defensive abilities on that side of the body.
Uppercuts have got a bit of a slightly different look, haven't they? I know they say they've changed the controls of the uppercuts, but let's have another look.
Attributes during the game. So, if you got a
right
cut
straight looks the same.
Eye,
that chop and hook looked a bit different there, and then sort of the normal
on
one.
That side of the body. And if you take one too many kicks to your lead leg,
lead overhand from Poirier,
your mobility will decline and your attack power will drop.
So they're like doubling down on the calf kick this time, aren't they? Like, you know what?
They look just as painful in the game as they are in the octagon.
So DC was saying that. I'm sorry, I was talking over the top of him.
And your defensive abilities on that side of the body. And if you take one too many kicks to your lead leg, you'll start to limp, your mobility will decline, and your attack power will drop. Guys.
See, but apart from the attack power dropping, there's not really all that different. Like the UFC 4, you lost your mobility when you took too many low kicks. I guess your power, because you can't plant your leg to throw your strikes, so you just lose a bit of power. That's the only added difference there.
I've taken some calf kicks. They look just as painful in the game as they are in the octagon.
Working hand in glove with authentic damage is the all-new strategic element of doctors' checks and stoppages.
If you take serious damage, the ref might call in the doctor to check on you. Once you're cleared to keep fighting, you're going to have to switch up your strategy to protect that hurt area to keep the fight from getting stopped. And on the other side of this coin, can you make the most of your opponent's injury until the doctor has no choice but to stop the fight?
I'm interested that this, I mean, I'm not going to be playing online. if I buy this game, which I probably will, it's just going to be for the career modes. I just want to play a fresh career mode, or when I say fresh, sort of a reskinned lick of paint career mode, which is probably going to have all the same customization options, including body types, facial types, hair choices. They might have a few extra Dragon Ball Z haircuts for you to fucking choose from, do you know what I mean? Or a couple of more like coffee shop hipster beards that they like to put in this game, and man buns. But I just want to play a new UFC game career mode, so the online's not going to affect me. But I'm wondering if this cut system is going to be problematic early on for the career mode, whether people are going to like abuse like damage that accumulates on the side of someone's face. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not fucking part of the online community. Like when it comes to like competing online, my online days are well behind me. So this is the thing that kind of got me the most interested throughout the whole trailer, this seamless submissions. I want to see more of this. I wish they'd like go into a bit more detail on how this works.
While every fight starts on the feet, it should be just as fun to tangle on the ground. We got a new seamless submission system, and it really legitimizes the ground game in UFC 5.
The seamless submission system removes the minigames completely and functions as an extension of the overall ground game. This delivers a much faster and far more intuitive experience, keeping the action on the ground.
That always reminds me of when Matt Hughes submitted St. Pierre, and then St. Pierre ended up getting revenge with the same move, that sort of armbar reversal there. I'm hoping that the submissions are going to be like when you put one on. If you've ever done like grappling before or any jiu-jitsu, I used to do. I did a BJJ tournament way back in 2005, only at white belt level. And like, if you've ever grappled before or like had a submission put on, put one on, it can. Oh, you just watch the sport. You just need to watch the sport to see it. Like it's quick. You know what I mean? There's not normally like a 30-second struggle where somebody's arm is like locked out, and it's like, oh, like the fucking sort of pulling it back like an arm wrestling match, and then kind of losing the battle, and the opponent straightening the arm out. It's like, it's quick. Do you know what I mean? And like, I want to see quick finishes with submissions, and rather than like a 40-second drawn out experience. And maybe that's why they said they cut the mini game out, because that's what was going on with the last game sort of mini games. Like, I feel like you'd be in submissions for nearly like a minute, like just sitting there trying to either attack or defend with one. So I'd like to see like quick finishes to subs, and if you fuck it up, you get submitted quick. If you're quick at putting it on, I don't know, that would be more of a step towards a realistic submissions to me, But I want to see more of this. This is the most intriguing part of the trailer to me. I don't give a shit about the graphics. It's like, it is what it is. It's not a big upgrade to me, and I've said a lot of times, graphics are secondary to me. It's gameplay that I want. It's how the game performs. Is it the controls? Is the striking, blah blah blah? Does it all blend well to give you like an authentic MMA, or an authentic MMA experience that we've had up to date? Or as best we can get it up to now. The graphics are just like a lick of paint. That to me, like, it's. I know people have different opinions on graphics, but to me, that's secondary. It's core mechanics that I want. And I know everyone hated the UFC 4 submissions. This can only be a step up, really. It can't get any worse. Can UFC, like, I mean, it's set the bar so low, so that's not really saying that much. But like, I mean, this can only be better. I'm guessing.
Fresh and fluid.
I like these submission transitions.
Showcasing UFC's massive presentation updates in
see
truly
more.
innovative fashion is the all-new cinematic KO replay.
Here's the bottom of the ocean, fucking Davy Jones's locker replays. Why does it look like it's at the bottom of the Mariana Trench?
In stunning visual fidelity.
those super slow motion finishes. With all those cinematic camera angles and lighting, it really turns your knockouts into a work of art.
I mean, I've noticed that like the jerking us off with replays there, but was anyone really asking for that? Was anyone really asking for like, or I thought the replays were actually pretty decent in the previous games, like, and I was hoping they would have said, instead of trying to jerk us off with replays, say, here's some new ragdoll physics that a lot of you have been asking for. You know, the UFC 2, that's one of the decent things that game did, was some of its ragdoll physics. You know, eventually they all start, like, you know, looking similar, but there was a sequence back here when Tony Ferguson got hit with a flying knee, and his knockout animation looked the same as one in UFC 4. It's kind of like when he goes flat on his back with his arms up in the air. So I would have liked to have heard that, but not these like fucking, you know, underwater fucking replays like no one gives a fuck
Plus,
about.
we've added improved interactions with the referee in ground and pound stoppages, and added the ability to go to a draw on the judges' scorecards in online play, which is something we know you've been asking for.
Oh, interesting. In online play. So not in career mode and not in any single player modes. I'm guessing that's just to start off with, hopefully. Like, why would you exclude draws from any other game apart from online? And did he just say everyone's been asking for draws?
Play, which is something we know you've been asking for.
Nate, do you know what else people have been asking for, mate? I mean, you did say in your developer video that you like to listen to the community and sort of act on it, but if you're going to listen to people asking about online draws, which is a fucking very specific part of the game, a lot of people were asking for like Pride mode, you know? Did you not get the messages from the community asking about Pride mode? I know you did, because you grinned at it when Mike Bourne asked you. When Mike Bourne asked you about it in the developer interview recently. Have people not been asking for a better ground game? Like, have people not been asking for a better career mode? Like, I'm sure all those three things have been asked for more rather than online fucking draws. Come on, Nate, you can do better than that, lad.
UFC 5 is truly an extension of the UFC fan experience, thanks to Fight Week.
Let's have a quick pause of this. What have we got here? Fight Now. So the main menu: Fight Now, Create Online, Store, Event Creator, Learn. It's going to be like the most basic ass tutorials you've ever seen. Create Fighter Settings. Oh, this is just a re-wallpapered UFC 4 menu. No one's surprised by this, really, or they shouldn't be.
Synced with real-world fight events that bring you more content and rewards than ever before, like the all-new alter egos.
Wow, you're excited to get Bruce Lee for the 5th time? I mean, I love Bruce Lee. You know, everyone who doesn't love Bruce Lee, but does anyone actually play as him in the game apart from that YouTube channel called like Bruce Lee Legend, and his videos get like fucking 7 million views, you know, for like Bruce Lee versus like some massive woman like with a bikini and a huge ass that he sticks in the thumbnail? Is he the only one that picks Bruce Lee? Fucking hell, like I say, I love Bruce Lee, but does anyone give a fuck about playing as him?
Let you play as your favorite fighters in their authentic career-defining moments.
Fucking hell. Why does 2016 Conor McGregor look like fucking Jake Paul and Alexander Gustafsson's love child? Look at the fucking state of this. Nate the Great said in his developer interview that he was like really proud of how they get their fighters to look. And the fucking sad thing is, I think I fucking agreed with him. Like, look at the state of this. This looks weird. Like some of these, like, what are they called? Fucking alter egos. I hate that fucking gimmick name, by the way. Let's just call them extra skins, because that's what they are. And a few stats tweaked here and there. Yeah, it's fucking Jake Paul and Gustafsson's love child.
With up to 4 new alter egos dropping per month. It's a staggering level.
It's the last canine fondler, Israel Adesanya. What's this? Some kind of weeb fucking anime headband? What the fuck? That cringe cunt. I'm glad he fucking got beat by Strickland. The last canine fondler. Look at him. Can we get a fucking an alter ego where he's fucking fingering his fucking dog on social media? Can we get that fucking alter ego as well?
Career Mode offers an all-new introduction, and Coach Davis is back to guide the player through their UFC career.
Oof. You kicked off your career mode thing instead of saying career mode offers a fresh new range of customization options and new using the Frostbite engine. You can now change the look of your fighter at a more in-depth level rather than picking a bunch of fucking preset face templates and body templates that have been in 4 previous games. You kick that segment off with, "Oh, here's Coach Davis again, everyone." He's going to say hello to you. Fuck me, you dropped the ball there, mate. Talk about fumbling the fucking bag, Nate.
Along with help from none other than the
Did
bullet
anyone give a fuck about Coach Davis? Like, fucking hell.
herself, Valentina Shevchenko, who crushes it as an all-new NPC.
Oh, the fact that he just calls Chev, an NPC, that's an insult. Fucking hell.
This is the best training facility in the world. There is no place like it.
Then there are new cinematics, locations, and a refined focus on onboarding.
Fucking hell. So nothing to talk about with the career mode apart from Coach Davis is going to say hello to you in the introduction, which is what he did in UFC 4. There's some new locations, a couple of different gyms, and I don't know, the fucking lighting looks different. Fucking Jesus Christ, lads. Fucking hell, that's a huge letdown. I mean, I'm still going to get it and play the career mode regardless. Like, I just thought, come on, like, you all knew that the UFC 4 career mode was like mobile game shit. Like, it was bare bones as fuck. Look at this guy. Look at him. Looks like a fucking sex offender. Look at him.
And last but not least, and trust me, it's not least, if you pre-order UFC 5...
There comes the honey dick with the 3 fighters. There's the underwater knockouts again.
You'll receive a roster of legendary heavyweight fighters, including Muhammad Ali.
Have they gone for a really young Ali there? Like, that looks like a very, very young Ali, if anything. I don't know. I'd say Undisputed's, like not UFC 3 Undisputed, the boxing game, by Steel City. I'd say their Ali is better looking than this, but their Ali looks like a more, mid to late on career Ali. This, if anything, looks like a very young Ali.
Mike Tyson.
Are you happy to get Mike Tyson again? You're not tired of him playing as him in UFC 2, but you can have him again in this game.
And the last Emperor.
That does look like Fedor's texture from EA Sports MMA. It really does.
Fedor Emelianenko.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just dug that out of the archives. They've been using the same sound bites since the Fight Night games. Like the girl from the crowd screaming, "Come on, baby," and stuff like that, and some of the crowd stuff that the crowd yells out. That's all been recycled from way back as Fight Night. For those of you with an acute hearing. So, I mean, why would they not just dig up Fedor's fucking texture from UFC? From EA Sports MMA, which is around, I don't know, 2010, 2011, 2012, around about then. So, why make a new skin when you can just dig up an old one?
Come on, man. That's too good.
Thanks for joining us, DC, and thank you all for watching. We're excited for you to find out for yourselves that UFC 5.
Well, like I said,
real
I'm kind of not totally shocked, really. I guess the biggest shocks to me was one was a positive and one was a sort of a negative. As a pro, the submissions can't get any worse, and they actually look like they might be better. The striking looked a lot, almost identical to UFC 4 with the odd new animation there. I did see at least 2 or 3 new animations for like a couple of different shots. One was Cheeto's, a little right hook that Cheeto threw. One was, I'm guessing it was like the power hook from Nunes that just looked like a big loaded up left hook. And then what was the other one? Fucking hell. The uppercuts had a bit of a difference. I don't know if I wasn't sure how I felt about that. They looked a little bit different. They had like more of a pushing and like pushing up. I can't describe, rather than like a circular looping, like, I can't describe it. You know what I mean? They were pushed up. They looked like Undisputed, like the boxing game Undisputed. Like their uppercuts are kind of like that, like pushed up rather than like a circular, like a underneath bowling kind of uppercut. You know what I mean? I tend to like those like circular ones where they like roll under and come up rather than just like shoveling it up towards your chin. Either one's, I guess, an effective uppercut, but it just looked a bit different. That's all I'm saying. So I want to see more. I want to see more. I definitely want to see more of them submissions. But obviously the other con there was the lack of giving a fuck about a career mode. It's but I guess we should all be happy because Coach Davis says hello to us in a brand new cutscene with Shevchenko, and then a couple of extra fucking gyms to train at, and the lighting looks like okay according to them. I would have liked more utilization of the Frostbite engine with like changing fucking the look of fighters and big customization rather than just like fluorescent rainbow shorts and Naruto hairstyles and fucking all that bullshit. That's Adesanya's fault that we've got all that anime weeb shit in the game because he was the fucking cover boy on UFC 4 and he probably requested all that bollocks to be put in the game in UFC 4. So you can thank the last canine fondler for all that anime shit that's in the game. But I think I'll probably leave it there for now. There's not really much to say. I want to see more of the submissions. I'll leave it on that, on a positive note for anyone who thinks I'm just going to be negative. The submissions were actually interesting. I want to see more. Thanks for watching, everyone. I think I'm going to leave it there. Stay tuned for more UFC 5 shit. UFC 4.1 Elbow Edition. And I'll catch you in the next one. Look after yourselves, everyone. And I'll see you in the next one.